Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you guys what's the worst part of doing gig apps. I'm always talking about what's the good stuff. The worst part of doing a gig apps is that you realize how depraved people have become. I'll give you an example. So I drop off at a school, right? I have an address to go to. So when I get to the school has about 40 doors, right? 40 different doors. And doors are all around the school, and there are doors I can't access and doors behind locked gates that I can't get into. So what this individual is doing, now keep in mind, when you arrive on location, the individual that's playing games with you is looking at you from somewhere. The individual is calculating everything to ensure that they can get they sandwich, this thing that they ordered for free. They're operating like criminals or want to be criminals. That's what they really acting like. The people that order from these gig apps, they're like want to be criminals, and it shows you how depraved people can really be if the society had a breakdown or if there was no rule of law. It would be all out anarchy because the people are actually no different than animals. And since I've been doing this with over 15,000 deliveries, that is the worst part of this stuff with the gig apps. I actually understand now how animalistic people actually are, and how not everybody is humane. Not everybody has sense. You got people operating like apes, monkeys, gorillas, animals. People operating like insects. You know, it's no different than Animal Kingdom, Planet of the Apes. It's really no different. You see that doing this job. So anyway, I get to this school. It's the right address, but the school has like 40 different doors. The individual puts the address for me to deliver on the app because the individual knows that I'm gonna end up putting the food by the door, right? That's why you gotta have patience. But they waste a lot. Y'all know how much time gets wasted because somebody is trying to play games with me, getting stuff for free. That's why I told y'all in my book and in the book of life, you are guilty until you get redeemed. You are guilty until proven innocent, and that's really how the law operates. You're not innocent until proven guilty. You are guilty until proven innocent, because the elites or enlightened people, we know how depraved people actually are. That's why I don't give people the benefit of the doubt anymore. These days, if people are not leveling up, and I'm not talking about to be on my level, I'm talking about if people are not acting humane in any kind of way, I don't deal with them. I move on. You see what I mean? I told y'all about how people be trying to sneak up on me. That's what they do. It's like Animal Planet. It's like a mosquito. You don't realize you got bit until that bump raises up on your skin, and then you got a sore. It's like vampires. That's why, once again, the number one movies is what? Vampires, and zombies. And according to Bobby Hemmett, vampires is like the most. I forget what he says. Like the most selling books. The most selling books next to the Bible. Think about that. That vampirism, those are the most selling books next to the Bible. This is what Bobby Hemmett said. Don't quote me. But I believe it, though, because they're always coming out with vampire movies every year and zombie movies, right? So this person is banking that I just leave it back so then they can go tell Gig Red, oh, he didn't deliver my order. So then Gig Red goes and look at the picture. Oh, we don't see the 212. So the customer already knew that was happening. Now, remember, this customer is watching me from some location. I don't know where they're watching me from. And they're watching every move that I do. And then when I decide to call the app, and I start, the customer is looking at me, dial the number to call the Gig Red. And then that's why I get a phone call from the customer. Keep in mind, the timer didn't ran out. I said, I want to see how depraved this individual is. Now, keep in mind, this is somebody working at a school around children, a depraved individual. An inhumane individual working around a bunch of children. Kind of like the Sade video where she's like a man and she's around a bunch of children. Video called Paradise. I'll leave a link. you got these monsters playing around with your kids every day, all day. See? So the individuals watching me call Gig Red, and then that's when they decide to call me. And then they decide to tell me which door they're actually at. Wait a minute, shouldn't you have told me that? You know I was going to be lost when I got there. Shouldn't you have already put that on the app? So I would, and when I seen it, when the individual came outside, I didn't say nothing to this woman. Beast of an individual. I didn't say nothing to her. Just get in your bag. These people are low, y'all. They low. They depraved. And it gets worse year by year. So I waste a lot of time in my day with people, and all kind of people. Don't matter if they black, white, don't matter what race. It don't matter what race they is. They all do the same stuff. And there's a certain consciousness with people that order from McDonald's, Mr. King, Taco Hell, White House. There's a certain consciousness that goes with anybody eating bottom feeder food. They all act the same, y'all. I swear to God, I ain't lying. I have identified consciousness with the order that I'm actually picking up. And guess what? I'm never wrong. I'm always right. It's something else, y'all. So that's what we're dealing with, a really depraved society. And keep in mind, I'm trying to work too and feed my. She don't know if I'm married and got kids. I'm trying to work, feed my kids, and you got somebody that's trying to make an asshole out of you because they only thinking of themselves, and they don't have the money to actually pay for this food. Boy, I tell y'all, man, it's some dangerous times. It's some dangerous times, and all I can say is, imagine if there was no rule of law. I'm telling you, literally, it would be Planet of the Apes, 100%.